Welcome back, and thank you so much for being here today. I hope you are doing well, and if you are listening to me for the first time today, then let me tell you, I am Ryan Mukherjee. By profession, I am a sales and marketing manager. Earlier, I co-founded 2 agencies. Along with my team, we helped 30 plus brands in scaling to 7 plus figures in revenue. And the show you are listening is Voice of Masters. This week, I've been reading stuffs on how to escape wage slavery. And I found a fascinating article on entrepreneurship of Dan Co. Without a further ado, let's start the show for this week. So all I ask for this week to keep an open mind. Without an open mind, there is no chance to receive a kernel of truth from someone else's perspective in a way that can help your life. Remember, that is my intention, to help rather than hurt. If you misinterpret what I say, no matter how harsh, it will be that hurts you. Even if my intention were to hurt you, some people may see that as a positive. If you choose to be hurt, you will be hurt. If you feel your mind start to close, resist to urge to lash out. You know this feeling. It is hard to have any other thought than a negative garbage you have been programmed with by the external world. With that, let's get straight in. You are a slave. I am a slave. Slaves don't know they are slaves if everyone else is too. Just because the slavery that everyone knows and hates is no longer a thing, doesn't mean that slavery doesn't still exist. No, I'm not talking about the sex slavery, although many porn abusers could fall in under this category. I'm talking about mental and financial slavery. Now, as per dictionary, the slave means a person who is forced to work for and obey another and is considered to be their property. The key word in that definition is force. Force can have multiple definitions and contexts. For the sake of coherence, we are going to use this definition. Force is the strength or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement. In other words, there is something pushing you to do one thing over the other. The stronger the something is, the more enslaved you are. A slave of the past could run away, in some cases, but they would run out of food, water, and shelter to the point of death. With this said, slavery is influenced by survival. And human survival is not physical, it is conceptual. Humans survive from self, ego, or identity. However, you want to label a distinction within consciousness. Some common examples may be in the sports team. Have you ever noticed people get visibly angry when they argue about which sports team will win? Especially if they have money on the line. Your team spirit makes you feel as if you are the part of something larger than yourself. It is your spirituality. But it doesn't have to make your mental health worse. Another example can be as religious ideologies. Even if people say that they don't care to convert you to their belief system, they still do unconsciously. Because they are conditioned to reproduce their identity. Survival includes reproductions. And any ideas we transfer to another through communication influence the identity of another person. Yourself is a concept. It is a web of ideas and belief. Those ideas and belief can change with time. Any piece of information you consume has an impact on who you are. Hence, why mental phone slaves often end up unsuccessful. All they do is consume self-deprecating memes and numb their mind to avoid confronting the truth of their situation. Slavery is powerful because we are conditioned to survive an identity, like a job title. And if we think about quitting that job, the force of our survival being at stake keeps you tied to it. We all know society is a pyramid scheme of attention. If it is not given attention, it does not exist. If it does not exist, attention must be invested for it to survive. This brings me to realizations. 1. You are contributing to unconscious destruction. The question might arise, how do mega corporations grow and thrive? They start small and form a power hierarchy with time. Fewer people with more power at the top, more people with less power at the bottom. The top tier of the hierarchy, the company and executives, can only do what they do because a plethora of people are giving attention to the task, vision, and the values from the bottom up. The bottom is composed of low-skill grunt work, like a cashier at McDonald's, and moves up to the marketing and business operations until you reach the top. By nature, it is impossible for a larger number of people to rise up this hierarchy. The problem is that people at the bottom are unconscious of the impact they have with their work. Like how McDonald's is poisoning the population with their food, do cashiers have extensive nutrition and health knowledge? No, of course. Or else they would not be working over there. They would probably be in the nutrition field. Or how military programmers write code for drones that execute orders to kill people on the other side of the country. Or even a web designer for a course creator that scam people. Number 2. You can bring a conscious vision into reality. The only way to escape is to build your own thing. But this is increasingly difficult when you are a slave to that, which sucks up your time and energy. It's taken you 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s years to drill yourself into this reality. It should not take that long to get out, but have some patience. The way out is to become a value creator. True value is creative. Creativity allows for change and emergence. It allows the form, ego, or identity it was trying to survive to evolve into something new. If the only value you have to offer is physical, you will get stuck in manual labor jobs, while the people at the top earn with their minds. So you must push the boundaries of the unknown, learn and discover new potential along the way, acquire the skills necessary to build a purposeful product, solve your own problems so you create a solution of true value, start a business as a vessel to actualize your vision for the future. You must create your own conscious hierarchy that minimizes unconscious destruction. Now let's talk about the wage slave. I'm tired of both sides of argument. 9 to 5 workers are slaves. It's okay, man. If your work are 9 to 5, you are not a slave. Both are wrong. Both are right. Both are trying to get the maximum engagement and boost the status of their brand. They don't zoom out and think people are actually slaves. A published idea without depth and understanding is a disservice to humanity. And the fact of the matter is that 95% of 9 to 5 workers are slaves. Your feelings don't matter here. Look inward and see what you are hiding from. Most workers are the literal definition of a slave. If you cannot stop showing up to the work for your survival and have no skill to open other options immediately, and you are the property or employee of a certain company, that's a slave. Now this doesn't mean you can't be happy. Everyone is a slave in one way or another. And we all have waves of happiness in our life. If happiness is the feeling we get when our attention is distracted from the vast unhappiness in the world, then slavery may make some people happier than non-slaves. You can be happy while being unconscious of the problems in your life. But once you are aware of them, truly aware of them, then you will feel the pull to evolve. I'm not here to demonize 9 to 5 jobs. I see them as a necessary stepping stone. I also see entry-level business models like agency work, freelancing, coaching, and even digital products as stepping stones in your life's work. They can easily enslave you. A personal brand, however, is not a business model. It is how you build an audience for any product or service you wish to distribute as you evolve. A personal brand is your character in the digital society. Many people will get trapped in a certain level of hierarchy. Maybe that's their destiny, and that's fine. Virtual realities like video games have constructed society that is held together by NPCs. On the internet, these are the unconscious trolls, consumers, and the reply guys. The truth is that most people will remain unconscious of the impact they have on the world. I can't change them. You can't change them. But we can change what we do in our own lives. So entrepreneurship is the modern survival. Entrepreneurship is the only logical option for long-term thinkers. If you stay in a 9-to-5 job for too long, you become a monkey in a cubicle. Your psyche is wired to hunt. To hunt is to make novel discoveries that you ate in your survival. Imagine our ancestors walking by a bare bush every day. It doesn't serve their future, but one day it grows new berries. Somebody walks by it, they notice it, and that novelty causes excitement. They either gather the berries or remember them for later so they can survive longer. When you get stuck in a 9-to-5 or a new 9-to-5 like an agency or freelancing, you live in an eternal known. You can't make a new discoveries in the known. You get bored, depressed, and see life as meaningless because the only dopamine you get is from superficial sources. You never take risk, push into the unknown, and discover new knowledge, tools, and potentials that raise dopamine levels in the brain. You must evolve. Entrepreneurship is the path of uncertainty, like slashing your way through the jungle. You are required to learn skills that are not taught in schools. You are required to be okay with failure, rejection, and slow progress. You are required to learn from your mistakes, show up again tomorrow, and push until you strike gold. As an entrepreneur, you hunt for your survival by gathering knowledge, creating a valuable product, and putting it in front of the people that could benefit from it. So my path is doing this to start a personal brand as the foundation, then solve your own problems in the real world like health, wealth, relationships. Then distribute your findings, opinions, and beliefs via writing. Then start with a freelance or coaching service and get results. Then sell a physical or digital product that requires less time invested. And once you grow your audience, the time will ask very low. Make a hefty income in 2 to 4 years with the persistence and iterations. Expand your vision for the future and build whatever you want to get there. Maybe a software, spaceship, or whatever you want. So I am a slave to many things in life, but I'd like to believe that I have escaped the wage slavery. So if you want to escape, here's how you discover opportunity and develop the skills to actualize it. First, drown in new information to program your mind. Most people are drowning in information that has nothing to do with their goals. They don't have a vision, goal, or problems to interpret information through. Chances are you have already read life-changing information, but it didn't register in your awareness. With the goal of escaping wage slavery at the top of your mind, you can schedule a minimum 20 minutes dedicated to consuming information that will help with that goal. Buy books, use your audio credits, save podcasts, follow new social accounts, and add new videos to your watch later on YouTube. Get out of your house, have a notes app open on your phone, and write down your discoveries as you immerse yourself in the information. You will feel the dopamine in your brain on your hunt for a better life. Second, study purposeful businesses you aspire to build. Now that you have a consumption habit, you need a more practical goal to apply what you are learning. What businesses do you build to escape wage slavery? Take a mental note of the apps and activities you incorporate on a daily basis. Look at who you follow and businesses they have built. Buy a course or book on a specific business model that interests you. You must discover a business model that feel pulled to build. One you can become obsessed with. It doesn't matter which one it is. Emulation built the first successful businesses. It helped you to identify the blind spots. Those blind spots were usually the crucial piece that kept you from seeing success. Get in the habit of the studying people you want to be like, downloading and purchasing everything they have to offer, and making a mind map of everything they have online. Social media profiles, websites, landing pages, email sequences, products, services, lead magnets, books, everything. Reverse engineer what allows them to be successful. If you don't know what to do after that, I don't know what to tell you. Third, become your own dopamine dealer. People are dopamine junkies, even businessmen. The people that don't take action don't know how to replace the dopamine they are getting from their current habits with business. So they either don't start or quit after a week because they couldn't get their hit. This will make you think back. So you should constantly chase that good old dopamines, but in the right directions. So the advice goes something like that. Hold a loose idea of what you want in life: money, success, peace, fulfillment. Start building something, anything that will make that a reality. I would of course recommend a one person's business because it is long term. Learn what you want to learn the most to help build it. Skills, courses, websites, logos, whatever. So you get your dopamine hit. Don't be afraid to change what you are doing if you get bored. Replace the habits that keep you enslaved with habits that will break you free. It won't happen immediately. Be okay with that. If you can stay on the path, you will win. So that's it for this week. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you for the next time.